the Lethal Shooter name.
Right.
Obviously, it comes from your passion for shooting, but
Right.
who came up with Lethal Shooter? Was that something you came up with
Yeah.
in a late night brainstorm session? Where'd that come from?
So my dad used to always call me Lethal, but not Lethal Shooter. So my cousin actually gave me his iPod. You remember back in the day, you can have your iPod and download apps?
Yeah.
So that's when I started my Instagram. And I was like, what username can I have that's like for shooting, if that makes sense?
Right.
That nobody has. It's very unique, and the whole goal is the art of shooting.
Right.
And I was thinking, like when I was a kid, my dad used to always tell everybody my jump shot was lethal. And I said, Lethal Shooter. So I tried it, but in the beginning I was afraid because people was misconstruing that Lethal Shooter is like something else, not basketball.
Right.
But I stuck with my guns and I stayed positive with putting the message out that Lethal Shooter is basketball. And since then, it's a household name. It's basically like me and you. We both started off from scratch. You know, back in the day, me and you we would talk and stuff like that, and we stayed consistent, and now it paid off. And now the world knows who you are, and the world knows who I am. And my brand isn't related to shooting objects, but shooting a basketball. So that's how it came with Lethal
Man,
Shooter.
it's been so fun to watch you rise over the years because nothing has changed.
Nothing.
And that's the best part about it.
Yeah.
Everybody tries to change who they are to become successful.
Right.
And in reality, it's just doing the same thing if you believe in it over and over and over for years.
Right.
Can you speak at all to that in terms of for people who are just getting started?
Consistency is key. Same thing with you. Like, you didn't change anything. You kept going because you believed in yourself. As humans, we're always going to be down on ourselves when things don't go our way, but you can't put your head down and give up. And I feel like people like me and you are successful because every day we're consistent and we have a drive to get better. You know, like when I saw you at the Crew League, you know, you're going. You see me at the Crew League, I'm going. I see you here, you're going, and we're never content. You know what I mean? We're humble, and I feel like if you want to be successful, those are the remedies. You got to be consistent. You got to be humble. You can never be content. And if you feel that you did fail, don't put your head down. And I feel like with those, you'll always win in life.
Totally. Preaching. You know, and I think a big part about that too is not comparing yourself to anybody else, because you don't have anything to do with anybody else.
Exactly.
Nor should you ever want to be anybody else ever, no matter who they are.
Exactly.
You know, and that's a big thing too, where a lot of people can get caught up thinking that they should be doing something that they're not, but everybody's journey is different. Which is why, you know, you can only take so much. Every piece of advice you hear, you have to take with a grain of salt, because your journey is going to be different than anybody else's, and it's never one win.
Exactly.
Like you win the lottery, that's not a thing, and nor should anybody aspire to win the lottery, because that's too much dopamine in one day, and they all go crazy. But it's like these incremental little wins every day, and then the more of those you feel, the more you want to continue pushing. But it's never about beating anybody or winning. You know, unlike in basketball often, you know, and I've seen this from you, it's just about sticking to what you're doing. Like, you don't compare to any other trainers. You don't like it.
And the good thing about life, God has gifted you with something. God has gifted me with something. And if I look at your gift and try to compare myself to you, I'll get distracted with my gift. And I feel like, you know, some people, you know, they do that. You know, if they're doing something, they worry about the next person. But if you worry about yourself and stay focused, you know, the universe and your consistency will always pay off. But if I'm worried about you, how can I be focused on myself? I can use you as motivation. I can look at Buster and say, you know what? I'm inspired by the way he speaks. Maybe I try to speak like him sometimes. Or I'm inspired by the way he walks. But I can't watch you and envy that, or watch you and say, why not me? Because everybody has their time and everybody has their moment. It's just when that moment comes, you got to be ready to just take it and grasp it and show the world who you really are.
100%. These are some facts. I hope you guys are paying attention to what this man is saying.